Hello, welcome to our world again. We have just arrived at the job in Olseley in Coventry, a new estate at Lions Drive. Well, it's Haynes Walk, it's just off Lions Drive. And we've got to take the fence down to get in. The job entails new turf on the front, both sides, and new turf in the back garden. Not just new turf, but the whole replacement of the topsoil in the back garden and a path. We've got the machinery ready to go in. We've got the fence panel out. Alan's working well. Now this is the culprit. This is the garden. It's sort of been a little bit neglected, but now I love gardens like this because it's going to look so remarkably different when we get through with it. We started digging out for the path, taking off the gravel, just taking out the reduced level. Clay here, so what we're going to do is we're going to fill some concrete. We brought some stone, cardboard, dug out the area where this is going to pass. Ferrying it around to the dumper now. I've got all this dug out for the area. We'll put some stone in, and then we put a screed of dry mix and tamper it down, and we lay the slabs like we have been doing already. We've got about 7 or 8 slabs down. This is a noisy bit. Compacting the stone. This is the type 1 roadstone we're using to the base of the path. I'm putting the sand and cement dry mix, 5 or 6 to 1 mix on a compacted stone, and then lay the slabs directly on top. I'm putting the screed rails down, get a good screed, good compaction rate. Brought a lot of stuff in today and made a bit of mess, so Aaron's just giving it a bit clean up, washed it down with water. And I've got all the slabs down except we're about 1.5 short, so never mind, we've gone around the front. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pile this up in a heap on the front here. This is just where the turf has to come off, and I'm going to pile up that piece of grass there in a heap. Then I'm going to bring everything from around the back and pile it up on the front there so the grab bag can come and pick it up. Well, there's the front, one side of the front garden piled into a heap. I've dug the grass from underneath that as well, so I moved it back around so the grab bag can pick it straight up. We'll start on the other side now. Move the truck out of the way and get going on it. I don't know if that last bit recorded or not where I was loading the dumper, but here I'm going to be taking it out. It's going to go out this way. I've cleared up most of the wet sloppy stuff so that I won't skid all over the place. And I'm loading it outside there for the grab bag into place. Well, a few hours later, the pile's getting bigger. Let's go and have a look how the yard's looking. As you can see, it's looking quite big now. It's got down to depth of about 6 inches over most of this side. It's got this side to take out. Hoping to get this almost completed today. We might get the grab wagon to take that load away tomorrow. The grab wagon's just arrived. Dean, come and take this away. Hope we'll get it all on one go. I've got a feeling it's going to be hard pushed. This is the man to have. He's a great grab wagon driver, very reliable and very good, very clean. Well, that's most of it gone. We couldn't take it all because there's about 30 tonne in all, which is about at least, well, 10 or more tonne more than we expected. We didn't expect so much to come out the front, and certainly not so much to come out the back. He's coming back at 8:30 in the morning to get the rest of it. Well, it's Tuesday morning and the grab wagon's been here nice and early at 8:30, taking all the surplus turf. I'm just roughing this area up a little bit now, taking out the lumps, the stones, and grading it off, because this is where the topsoil is going to arrive and be tipped on here so that I can ship it around the back later. and distribute it to the other side as well. So that's what I'm doing. Just going to mix everything up nicely, what's left of the residue of the wood mulch, and not mixing with the subsoil, so it'll all rot down and turn into compost. So get this prepared so that we can get some topsoil, some fresh soil on here, grade it out and get it turfed. Well, I've got everything leveled off and the topsoil, but at least half the topsoil's arrived. We've got a 6-wheeler load with about 10 ton on it. And he's going to tip that, and we'll get that in, and then he'll come back with another load. There we go. Ground's quite stable. Hasn't rained the last few days, which is brilliant. Nice to be this kind of weather. Keep it going in one direction so there's not too much turning around to do. And there we go. Got all the soil moved off the front. Tracked it in a little bit in case it rains or snows overnight, which is looking a little bit likely. The weather forecast said it would be. I've spread out all this soil and tracked this in as well. This will have to be loosened up again, obviously, just the surface, before I put the turf on it. Well, that's our load tipped. I've got to start getting this in round the back now. 15 ton load here, we've got 5 extra ton. So we're going to get the dumper, start hauling it around, the same as I was doing yesterday. I've scraped off some of the mud, and hopefully we can get around without getting stuck. Got most of it in, as you can see. What I'm going to do now is I've put my bucket rake attachment on here. This is one of my little inventions a few years ago. It bolts onto the bucket, saved me an awful lot of work. So I'm going to go in here and spread the rest of it around. I think I've got a bit of surplus up the top there that has to come off, so I've left it a little bit high. It will track down and compact a little bit as well, but I'm going to get on with that now anyway. This brake attachment certainly makes life work. I've got the topsoil. At least it's not raining. It's been a cold day. Probably not much above 0. But I'm fine. Well, that's the turf wagon just arriving out. It's dropped off the turf. Didn't have a forklift truck, so you have one of those little lollop things, so got it as near to where we can get it as possible. Well, there you go. I've got the front down. I've got to square up that bit there and get it exactly right, but and trim the corners off, but I'll wait until I get the rest of it down before I start doing that. So I started work with my screeding board, and as you can see, makes it nice and flat. It takes all the little inundations out of it. You can whatever the word is for that posh word, I don't know. Indentations and anyway, at least it's flat. Ish. I'll go over it and tidy it up with the rake, but I'll just film a little bit of what I'm doing. There you go, that's nice and flat. I'm going to just go and take some of the lines out of it with the hand rake, and then I'm going to get the dumper and bring the grass in and chew it all up again. Well, the light is failing. It's gone 4 o'clock. It is December, and actually I've compacted this down nicely. The dumper isn't really furrowing it up too badly. I'm not going right over to where I'm laying the turf, where I can repair that later. I'll just get this down to start with. I'll get as much as I can before it gets dark. Well, doggy doesn't care. I've been off and got some more boards, got my puncher repaired on the truck, and it actually looks like a nice day. It stopped raining. I've been about an hour or so trying to get this sorted, but dug some trenches here to try and drain off some of the surplus water. So I'm just plonking some of this turf down now. Well, it's 4 o'clock and it's failing light. It hasn't rained for a few hours, so I'm struggling on putting boards down. It's not a party by any means, but at least making a bit of progress. You can see, even though it's wet, it makes quite a remarkable difference. I'll just put the towel handy. Shut off my seat. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go inside the back garden here and take this bit of surplus soil I've taken off the front and distribute it, fill in some of the holes. So I've just run the rake over that and broke it up and mixed it up a little bit and spread it out. I'll have to do the rest by hand because it's pretty limited to what I can do with space, but I don't want to turn it into a swamp altogether, so I'll finish it by hand. I've done this out here. I'll just jack the machine up now so I can scrape some of the dirt off the track, and I can get the machine loaded and taken home. I'll give it a bit of a scrape over on the way out. Well, I've got the machine reloaded up, got all the turf that I have down. There's some more coming on Thursday, so that's the day after tomorrow, so that'll give me a chance to get the wood mulch in, the membrane down all the way around, and tie up and square up all the loose edges, and jet wash perhaps all the driveway and everything, make it all nice and clean. So I'm going away now. I'm going to take the machine home and collect a load of wood mulch from the suppliers from Central Woodside. Well, just about got all the wood mulch in here. Last barrelful just going to go in. As you can see, I've had to use boards. I've had to board it out everywhere where I've gone with the wheelbarrow to try and not sink, because this soil is still so very soft underneath. Anyway, hopefully get this done in the next few minutes and go out and measure the front. Well, we're getting there, nearly done. Last shovel full of mulch to level out. Blowing a gale, trying to keep the membrane down with something. Well, it's Saturday, a few days after finishing this job, and it didn't rain last night. Just have a quick look at it while the sun is shining. This is the front garden on both sides. Put the fence back up and everything. I'll go around now and have a look round the back, and the job's concluded now. Looking good. He's happy, I hope. Just going around the back and put the path down on the gravel and a few slabs out to make a bit of a patio. That's all I wanted. Well, the grass is coming together nicely. It's yeah, looking fairly good. There's a few little yellow patches, but it's the time of the year, I guess. You know, it is December, mid-December, and this is Rolawn, so it's a delicate sort of a grass. It will all come back together nicely. Not looking so bad. And there's down here as well. I'm surprised there's not a gate there, but anyway, we've put all the fence back up to where it was. Oh, well, this is Mr. and Nan. This is our customer, client that we've done the work for, and I just wondered, are you happy with the work?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we did have some delays from our side and from
the weather
side, but
and everything held us back a bit.
The quality of the work is impeccable. This is amazing piece of work. I'm just Now waiting for the grass to grow up,
Yep.
become lush green, and
It will do
all
very
looks
soon.
good.
Yep, that's great.
All looks fine and good, perfectly.
Oh, wonderful. You'd recommend us?
Yes, absolutely.
Lovely.
I will do that.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to
You're
do
welcome.
business with you. Thank
Same
you.
here.
Thank you very much.